What's good, everybody? How you all doing? So originally, when I first got on, we were down here, and I was super short bias, but it seems like things have turned. I was kind of waiting for it to hopefully have a sign of rejection down here, but clearly that's not happening. But overall, if you look at the top down view, I think we are kind of trading in this key consolidation zone now. So in this range, and usually when that happens, price tends to fill it like it has been in the past. So, and we've obviously had massive rejections off of the top of it even earlier today. So I'm just waiting to see some kind of selling pressure and then I'm going to join in on that. So I'm just waiting to see when and if it's going to start rejecting somewhere up here like it has in the past, and then I'm going to sell it. So just waiting for like two candle closes to the downside, and then hopefully I can catch a flag down either for a quick scalp before it continues pushing up if it wants to do that, or if it's actually the reversal point for it to continue pushing down. Either way, we'll see what happens. Trading on the new 50K Combine account. Hopefully, I can pass it in the next day or two. And I am looking for at least $1,000 today, but we'll see. We'll see if we can milk that out of the market or not. So honestly, it kind of looks like I had the thought of thinking maybe I should buy it off the bottom here. Clearly, I didn't, but honestly, that would have been the play because we would have been out already. So the next thing I'd be waiting for, like I said, is just waiting for it to show signs of rejections back down. And I kind of wish I would have played that entry first off, because sometimes when you're trading, um, you have to take multiple entries before your analysis plays out, right? Like sometimes I said this on the last live stream. Like, you can have the same bias and the same analysis, and it'll take you like 3 tries before you time it correctly. And then the first 2 tries could get stopped out. In this case, it would be me buying it off the bottom here, off of this rejection for the FOMO entry. And clearly, it would have played out because my FOMO entry is 2 candle closes to the direction it's rejecting to. So this would be the FOMO entry after these 2 green candle closes, and clearly there would have been like no drawdown at all. Even if you played it like super aggressively and just played the momentum and just had your stop below the most recent 5 minute candle close and then just aimed for it to fill, or just aiming for like the midway point of this little 5 minute consolidation zone. Both of them would have played out clearly. So we're just waiting for it to do what it did earlier today, which would be show signs of rejections where it's floating at right now, and then tank down over the next few minutes. But it's kind of just a waiting game until then, so it could continue pushing up to this level where my cursor is, but I don't think it will, but I guess we'll see. I was kind of hoping for like a quick trade because I thought there was going to be enough selling pressure that it would just be doing something like this, but it did the opposite. So instead of so off of these two green candles, instead of it coming back down, it decided to go back up. And that's also the reason why I didn't flip my bias and buy it, is because I was heavily short bias and I thought it was gonna flip down and then continue pushing down. Considering all the selling pressure, especially earlier today off the top of this area. So I think like either way, since earlier today and in the past, obviously this price tends to sell off of it. I think either way, like even if we do get in for like a quick little flag before it continues pushing up, I think there's going to be some kind of rejection off of this area, no matter what, that maybe we can get in on for a short. So that's what I'm waiting for. So 2 red candle closes, then I'm going to take it. A quick in and out entry, hopefully. I'm going to hike max position size on this 50K combine as well and get hopefully $1,000 out of it. Waiting for 2 candle closes red, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get it. And obviously, if we have a massive selling candle like this, then I'm probably not going to enter. Just because like that's the entire move off of my entry signal. I would be very surprised if we continue going long off of this area, because if you look previously, like look how much selling pressure is just overall in this price range right here. Clearly price has a difficult time breaking above it, like it has been the past while when we were back here. I remember when I first started trading, instead of waiting for any kind of entry, I would just wait for it to get to this level and then I would sell it. So like when I first started trading, I would have already been in the position because I would have just set a pending order at the top of these wicks here, which in some cases it plays out and it works in your favor. Like clearly if I set a pending order like at the bottom of these wicks here, we would have been entered in buys, and it depends how big my stop loss would have been. It would have been below these lows, so I would have got stopped out, but either way it would have played out. So I guess you can do that, but like I just realized that I was getting stopped out too much, like from things like this. So you just wait for those entry candles to show themselves off the top or bottom. So if we start to show signs of rejections, like we kind of are slowing down a little bit, then obviously I'm going to go short. And it's good in tandem. We're at the top of this massive key consolidation zone as well. So in tandem with that, alongside being in the downtrend, there's just so much indicators saying that we should go short here. Even for like a long-term game, like if you guys have like a swing account, even just going short for the week, it's possible that we are trading somewhere down here come Friday. Waiting for something to present itself. Well, while this is trying to figure out where it's going to go, I'm going to set an alert on it. And then I'm going to go check out the other markets because I haven't really looked at any of my other watch lists because I haven't been trading my live CFD account. But if something presents itself, I might actually take a trade. So like right off the rip, Euro USD is looking like buys. And if you don't know why, I'll tell you, off the daily chart, we're getting massive wicks off of this massive support level, which is clear that it's a support level because big wicks off of it off the daily, and we're wicking off of it right now. So the most probable thing that it's doing is it's coming back down for a retest, and then it's going to do something like that. So off the 1 hour, we are rejecting off of it as well. And then off of the 5 minute, we missed the entry. Same thing as like the US 30 trade. We could have entered off of these 2 5-minute candle turns that turned green here for buys, and that would have played out. But at the moment, we kind of missed the move. So the next thing I would be waiting for on US 30 is for it to come back down to this 5-minute support level and do something like this, and then I would buy it like that. So I'm interested in that. If it wants to do that, I'll put an alert there. And then moving on to Sol, one of my favorite markets to trade if you guys don't know, but it's been fucking tanking for like the longest time. But we have created a little bit of a key consolidation zone on the daily now. So this would be the bottom of it. This would be the top of it. And now we're just playing off of the rejections off of the top and bottom of it. And clearly we should be short bias right now on it because we've had a rejection and a retest, an unclean retest, and now it's showing signs of rejections back down. But we are floating in the midway point of the key consolidation zone, which pretty much means it has yet to commit to filling down here. So we just wait for it to break through here. And usually what it does is it'll break through, retest it, and then do something like that. And then we'll just sell it off of that retest. So that's what I'm interested in on Sol. So I'll set an alert for below these little wicks right there. And clearly with hindsight data, it did exactly what I said it would be doing in present data. It broke through, came up for a retest, showed signs of rejections. So clearly it does present itself. So we're just waiting for that to happen. But since we are rejecting off of it again, if we wanted, we could go long here after this 1 hour candle closes green, and maybe it's more apparent here. So like even this would be like my regular entry model. So this would be the first rejection off of it. This would have been the buying entry after that second 5-minute candle close. And then we probably would have exited already for a few $1,000s. So we missed that entry, but that's okay. So we're just waiting. Sells look incredibly healthy, especially since we're rejecting off of this area now. So we could play the FOMO entry. If this next 5-minute candle closes red, I might actually do that, honestly. I might take a short on my live CFD account for something like that if we close red in the next 3 minutes off Sol. So then there's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been tanking as well. Usually Bitcoin is like the main determiner of all crypto markets. So whatever Bitcoin's doing, usually everything else is following suit. So clearly Bitcoin is looks almost identical to Sol. And it's because, like I said, Bitcoin like drives the crypto markets primarily. And so this would be the bottom of it. This would be the top of it, like I said. And then off the 1 hour, it looks like we're actually rejecting off the bottom of it. So for the FOMO entry, but since this is a higher time frame, usually what will happen is it'll come back down for another retest, and then you could go long off of it there. But we'll see what it looks like off the 5-minute. So it's already looks like it's starting to come back down. So we could do the same thing that Sol is doing, but on Bitcoin. And I would be more inclined to actually take the Bitcoin trade for the main reason that the live account that I have and that I trade with Fusion Markets, the spread is a lot better for Bitcoin than it is with Sol. So for scalping purposes, it would be a lot better to enter on the Bitcoin trade. So in a couple minutes, I might enter that. GU, I'm not really interested in looking at anything on this, but it looks like we're rejecting off of this massive macro daily support level here. And off the 1 hour, that's obviously more apparent. On the 5-minute, we could have entered my FOMO entry after these 2 5-minute candle closes here. And clearly it would have played out for us. USC CAD, I'm not really interested in trading this either. But clearly we're starting to reject after this massive tank sesh for like the past couple months. And it looks like it's going to start recovering. Honestly, this looks like a good investor trade too, to continue pushing all the way back up. But I'm not interested in that. The only thing I would really be interested in is probably the Bitcoin trade in the next minute. And then obviously if this US 30 trade closes red in the next couple minutes, and then the next candle closes red, I'll be inclined of taking my FOMO entry off of the US 30 one as well. But I think I'm actually going to take this Bitcoin trade on my Fusion Markets account. I'm in the trade. I entered the trade. My position is something like that. Aiming for it to drop down a bit. And we will see if that wants to play out or not. So US 30 looks like it's starting to reject down. So in the next 4 minutes, if this candle closes red, I might do that as well. So there's a couple trades I'm in, or that I might be entering. I'm in the Bitcoin trade on my live account, my live CFD account. Do I trade NAS? No. So I'm already up $1,000 on this Bitcoin trade, as you guys can see. I'm up $1,000. I usually trail my stop in $500 increments on my live account, but with crypto, since it's so volatile and the position size that I take is pretty big, I actually don't really trail my stop until we push into like $2,000 profit. So if I push into $2,000 profit off of this Bitcoin trade, then I will trail my stop to lock in $1,000. And I say this all the time in my live trading videos, like when you trade live capital or like if you're trading on like a prop firm that you can withdraw, you should lock in profits when you got them. There's no reason not to unless you're trying to maximize your trading stats. But at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck about your trading stats. Just you do. You should trade your live account with $1,000. You can take the exact same positions, and when it comes down to it, like, would you rather risk losing like the $1,000 from failing like the challenge, or would you rather like you don't have any drawdown rules, you don't have anything on a live account? You can risk the entire $1,000 if that's what you want to do, and you can take the exact same positions. And like, let's say you allocate that $1,000 to like a 200K FTMO account. You have to make 10% to pass the first step. You have to make 5% to pass the second step. And then guess what? You have to generate additional percentages on the funded account to get a payout. So like altogether, you have to generate around like 20% before you can get a payout. Where let's say you take the $1,000 live account and you take the exact same trades that would have passed the first step, second step, and then generating profits on your funded account. Guess what? You made $200 that you can withdraw right now from your live account. If that makes sense. Or like, let's say you take bigger position sizes because you don't have to really have risk management on the live account. Every single one of those trades that hit that would have made you pass your FTMO account on your live account could have been flipping your $1,000. So it's possible that your live account is now sitting at $2,000 or $3,000 and you can withdraw all of that. You know? I would suggest you go live if you actually know how to trade, but if you're still trying to figure shit out and like, you know yourself better than everybody. Like, don't fucking lie to yourself. You know if you're going to be able to pass the challenge or not. So like, why the fuck would you purchase a challenge if you know that you're not going to pass it? Or like, why would you even fund a live account if you know you're going to blow it? Like, you have to be real with yourself. Like, you know your skill level better than anybody. You can say whatever the fuck you want online. You can lie about your trading, but when it comes down to it, you know the truth about your trading. You know the truth about everything else. So like, do what best suits you. So I'm going to sell US 30 on my Top Step account. It's a massive position, honestly. I didn't realize it was this big. That's okay though. It's going to be like a 1-to-1. I kind of missed my entry off of my little rant. Also, I'm probably going to get stopped out on the Bitcoin trade. That's unfortunate too. I could have exited like at the bottom of this wick for a couple $1,000s, but I didn't want to. But yeah, like, don't fund an account if you know you're just going to fail. Or don't buy a challenge if you know you're just going to fail. And like I said, like, you know you're trading and you know yourself better than anybody. Don't lie to yourself and don't waste your money on a live account or with challenges if you know you're not going to be able to generate a profit. That's my advice. Like, just be real with yourself. Stick to like demo trading if you need to. we're gonna get stopped out. We got stopped out. So the next thing I'm waiting for is for the trade to show um, another sign of rejection. Like it would have to come back for a retest. So it will have to come back for a retest, and then I'll enter off of that retest after it shows signs of rejections off of that retest, something like that. I think both trades are going to get stopped out. So if this pushes a little bit higher, my stop is actually like that on Fusion Markets, then the Fusion Market trade is going to get stopped out as well. So the Bitcoin trade barely survived off of this wick, but we'll see if it wants to continue pushing up and stop us out. I feel like just hiking another position on my Top Step account though. It's only like $50, so it doesn't really matter. Do I trade gold? No. Honestly, let's go check out gold right now though. I haven't checked out gold in so long. I've honestly can say that I have never placed a trade on gold before. But right off the rip, we're in a consolidation zone. So bottom of it, top of it would be somewhere up here. 5 minute. Let's move this down a bit just because it's kind of fucking annoying the way it is right now. So if it like pushes down a little bit and then continues pushing up, I would be inclined to buy it. But like I said, I've never placed a trade on gold before, so I don't know. But my entry model works on any single market, so I would be very long bias on gold if that's something you guys trade, for it to fill up over the course of the next day or two. I might just say fuck it and enter another trade on my Top Step account and see if I blow it or not. Good work, dude. $250 is really good. Whether that's like a prop firm account or like your own capital, because when it comes down to it, like there's 20 given trading days in like a month. So that's $5,000 if you make $250 every single day, right? So that's like something like I stress about as well, is like everybody, I think like even if you don't know how to trade, if you get like a $50 Top Step combine account and hike five contracts like I am, like very easily, you don't even have to like time the market correctly. You can just like place a trade and it's possible that price spikes into $250 profit, then you just get out. And you could do that every single day, just a quick in and out entry for $250, and you could make an extra $5,000 every single month on like a 50K combine account. And I feel like too many people are like poisoned by these massive trading numbers that they have to make every single day, but they don't realize like if you make a small amount consistently, at the end of the month, that's going to be a few $1,000s. And yeah, I understand like everybody wants like a massive payout, but like that's also like as a prop firm owner, that's what we fucking hope you guys aim for. We want you guys to continue trading so that you fail your funded account. At the end of the day, we know that the best traders and prop firms are the ones that are consistently generating profits every single day and are like not over leveraging themselves. Like the best traders I've seen come through my prop firms that I own average like $2,000 to $8,000 every single month on like their funded accounts or whatever. I would say like the best trader I know, I think he only makes like 0.5% every single month, but he does it every single month. And when you extrapolate that to a year, that's like matching the S&P. And you can bring those stats to any hedge fund, any private equity firm, and they're more than willing to give you money because they know that you're going to be able to compound it in the same way that S&P does. And clearly, like, even if you push that a little more to 2%, that's 24% every single year. You could ask anybody with any kind of money and any kind of investing experience, and they would literally be biting your fucking arm off to give you money if you can consistently make 2% a year or 2% every month. That's 24% over the year. That beats pretty much everything that they can put their money in that's not incredibly high risk. Even 1% a month, dude. Do that for 1 year. Like, this is what I have done before. Like, on a live account, you don't have to be trading a massive amount. If you can show anybody with any kind of money that's willing to invest, that you consistently make 12 or more percent every single year, they'll give you all of their money straight up. They would much rather give it to you than they would like putting it into something more high risk for a bigger return when they know that your trading and your compounding beats the S&P but is not completely high risk to the point where they might lose 50% of the account. So we're coming back to like break even on the Bitcoin trade, and nothing's really happening on the US 30 anymore. What it's to be expected though, because it is like a few hours after New York Open. So these would have been the two trades that we would have been playing off of, which would have been the first trade I wouldn't have entered off of the New York Open because obviously 2 red candle closes would have been the entire move. Like, who's going to take that trade right there, right? But the second trade, which when I started the stream I could have taken, which would have been the FOMO entry off of this support level down here, I didn't end up taking that because I was still short bias and I thought it was going to continue dropping for something like that. But clearly the FOMO entry to the buy side would have been the play that should have been, like, I should have taken. But I'm still hopeful that we'll get another entry signal to go short off the top of it, off the top of this area here. So I'm just waiting for a couple candle closes again, and then I might re-enter. And then the Bitcoin trade is kind of floating around entry. So I might cut this trade if we get a little push down because I was hoping for it to come down stronger than it is. So if we don't show any sign of anything, I might just cut the Bitcoin trade because we are at break even now on it. And then I might also, I don't know if I'm going to enter another US 30 trade, honestly, because it is pretty late in the session. And then, honestly, I didn't tell you guys this, but I did double up on this position on the Bitcoin trade. So after we got this wick here, I entered another position off the Bitcoin trade. And the reason why I didn't tell you guys is because I knew if you guys were taking these as like, oh, I'm just going to do whatever he does, you guys probably would have done that and over leveraged yourself. But so the first Bitcoin trade is right here at break even, and then the second one is up here, which is kind of in a little bit of profit. And then US 30 is kind of just consolidating in this little area. You could say that this is two red candle closes, but I still think it's probably going to flag up before it shows signs of rejections again. So we'll see. But I think I'm going to cut the Bitcoin trades because with the one being up here and then with the one around break even, I'm still going to be up. So I'll cut those trades. And then I'm going to see what they are at right now, honestly. And then I will probably stay on stream for a little longer to see if there's some kind of action on US 30, but I doubt there's going to be that much. I should probably start the stream around like 7:30 my time, which is New York Open, but the thing is that I don't really start trading until like 8:30. And then my trading session when I'm most profitable is 8:30 until like 12 my time. So I don't really trade outside of this area right here. So this small little area is when I'm most profitable. So that's the only time I really trade. And obviously there could have been 2 entries in this time, but we got stopped out on this one. All right, guys, I don't think there's going to be much more movement. So I think I'm going to end the stream. Hopefully you guys learned something and enjoyed me losing money on the Combine account. And then also, I honestly, probably should have put a micro in instead of hiking the 5 on the normal or on the minis, but that's okay. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow to see if I fail this 50K Combine or not. The Bitcoin trade, though, still looks healthy. I might re-enter it, to be honest, after these 2 red candle closes. I might re-enter this one. And then obviously, like I said on the gold trade, I would be long bias, but like I said, I've never placed a trade on gold before, so I don't really know. But purely price action wise on gold, I don't really, to how I trade, it looks like it's going to go long. So I'm short bias on US 30. I just don't think we're going to get much movement on it today. We are coming up for a better retest right now. So if we start to show signs of rejections again, I would be inclined to take that, but that's going to be off stream clearly because I'm not going to stay on stream for that much longer. And then the Bitcoin trade, if we continue to show signs of rejections off of this area, I am also short bias, but overall long term on Bitcoin, I am long bias because we're at the bottom of this bigger time frame consolidation zone. Anyways, I hope you guys learned something, and I'll be on tomorrow, 8:30 my time, which is an hour after New York Open, which I don't know what that is for all of you guys, but I'll see you guys tomorrow if I end up hopping on stream, which I probably will, honestly.